you like it.
So either they fix the problem or they find medicines for you, drugs for you.
No, you face the problem.
The people are dying slowly, according to this scientific analysis by the Deputy Director of the Ghana Nuclear Research Institute of the Ghana Atomic Energy, Dr. Francis Goman Ofosu.
Let me look at the lungs. As you inhale more of these dust into the lungs, it chokes the lungs eventually. And when the lungs are choked, what happens is that it affects the oxygen carbon dioxide exchange in the body. Okay, so it slows it down. So when it slows it down, what will happen is that the body will begin to lack enough oxygen for the body to operate. Then the brain will detect it. You see, the brain will detect that the body's oxygen level is low. So it will now ask the heart to pump harder to supply the body with enough what? Oxygen. By so doing, what happens? The heart pumps harder and faster, and that causes what? Hypertension.
The silent killer.
The silent killer. So that comes gradually with time as the particles keeps on piling up in your lungs. It keeps on piling up in your lungs, and then the pressure will be coming up gradually. So you see someone at the age of 35, even 30 or something, then he begins to complain of pressure, okay, and or hypertension. This can be a cause, but that is not the only cause of hypertension, of course, but it is one of the major causes of hypertension. So if there is so much cement dust in the atmosphere, elevating the dust levels, hypertension can be one of the causes, in addition to respiratory tract diseases, which will always affect mostly children and the aged. Okay, and it kills the aged very fast because they are so vulnerable. They are weak already. So if all these things pile up in the body, then the aged will just be going just like that. So we can't have a lot of aged people in the society.
At the local health center at Duta, the nurse in charge, Moses Jochi Asi, says the people also stand a chance of getting cancer if the cement pollution continues.
Respiratory tract infection can be very serious. Like when it begins, you see maybe common cold, which is an upper tract respiration infection. You see, you treat it and it will go. But once you go back to the dust or to the environment where you got it, it will come. So we call it recurrent. It's on and off. So once it becomes recurrent, then the infection is spreading down to your lungs. And where the dust settles in your lungs, you could develop a whole lot of problems. It could prone you to having asthma, or when you already have asthma, it narrows your airways, either the bronchi or the bronchioles, the airways leading to the lungs. So you may have a serious asthmatic attack, or you are prone to having asthma if you already don't have. So in the long term, it could prone somebody who already has asthma, which is very serious. The person could be there and then you have an attack, and if care is not taken, we might lose the fellow. But if you already don't have it, it might prone you to having recurrent chest infection, which could either lead to any of the cancers of the airways, either the lung cancer or any other cancer in the airways.
Cement facilities worldwide generally generate dust no matter the technology involved. But there are technologies to reduce the dust emissions. Environmental scientists are doing a lot of research in this area. In the course of my investigations, I chanced on a detailed research work on the diamond cement pollution done by an environmental scientist with the Ghana Atomic Energy Commission, Dr. Moses Ado. I set off to meet him. Dr. Moses Ado is also a radiation safety officer here at the Ghana Atomic Energy Commission. He has done a 3-year study of the cement pollution at Duta.
In this situation, what I saw was that technology, which should have reduced the gas level, was not so high. So the gas is just released into the environment, and the surrounding settlements may be affected. So what I tried to look at, I saw the level of the dust in the air. In the air, the levels of the materials I look at, the dust itself is so much above the whole level. In some point, you could find the levels about 4 times higher, really. Because I did the work around the facility, And where the earth seems to be concentrated were highly affected by the concentration of the dust.
But people in Duta are not the only people affected by the cement dust pollution. The villagers make gari, a granular flour from cassava, and sell in Aplao and other parts of the country. All these end up getting contaminated.
The dust is all over the place and settles on our milled dough when we leave it overnight. Why are we going to sell this in this community? If we do, we'll be making our whole community sick.
Scientists, researchers, and experts have identified other ways people outside this zone are also affected by the cement pollution other than the spread through gari. One of such scientists is the Director of Environment and Sanitation Studies at the University of Ghana, Professor Chris Gordon.
The point is that we assume that when there's pollution, it is only the people around the area who are impacted. But as you've just said, the food that is being produced goes over the whole country. And because we don't have any value chain tracking, you don't know if the gari that you're eating comes from cassava which has been polluted by pesticide, or cassava that has got a heavy loading of cement dust in it. You don't know if the lettuce you're eating has got some helminth parasites because they've used polluted water to water it. But apart from the food itself, there's impact on the nutritive value of the food. You see, the coating of dust on the leaves reduces the whole efficiency of the plant's operation. So you find that the productivity is less. So farmers get less crop per hectare, or they have to use more fertilizer, which also has an additive effect on the stresses on the environment.
Evidence of the cement pollution is clear even in farms in the Duta Agbairame community. Crops on their farms are all covered with cement dust. 72-year-old father of 16, Bigboji Ahiable, has had his farm severely affected. He leads me through some narrow routes to his house. On our way, every tree or crop we see has cement on it. Trees on his compound under which Mr. Ahiable and his family relax under have also not been spared. He has lived here for about 20 years. Mr. Ahiable speaks about how he lost his crops.
I have planted a coconut tree, mango grape. They are broken it, and I haven't get anything from here. I plant 15 grape. They are not growing.
What is grape?
That's a foreign mango.
Mango. Yes.
And you didn't get anything from it?
Oh, no.
Why?
The government give us the mango tree and we plant it. Once it grow, another guy from many years here, it don't grow again.
Why?
The cement, we are troubling him.
Oh. So how is the cement doing that?
If the tree is not, if you see that the mango tree, cement block the mango tree, it's not growing to bring this thing, fruit for us.
72-year-old Mr. Ahiable takes me further into one of his farms.
So it was a big farm?
Yes, it's a big farm. Right.
And now you have planted only...
this is not good. It's not good before, and I leave it, and I went to another place and weed.
In his 3 years research into the effects of the cement pollution on human beings and crops, environmental scientist Dr. Moses Addo established that some of the crops in Duta are heavily polluted, making the nation stand a greater risk of experiencing food poisoning.
I did also some work on the cassava, and I'm seeing that it is also suffering some elevation according to the research, some level of, not in totality, but in some portions of the area where tested, there could be problem in terms of food contamination. Yeah, but what I did was with raw cassava, I didn't cook it, because if you do cooking, something like cassava, some of these elements may wash out of this thing and maybe the level may reduce. So conclusively, but we are assuming that if the cassava is eaten raw, right, then it could impact, they could have some level of food poisoning. Yeah.
And let's look at the bigger picture. We might say that this is happening in Aflao. Are there chances that what is happening there may have effect on people living outside Aflao or Duta?
Well, it could happen. For example, we depend on food from these rural communities, really. So if their food products are contaminated, it could affect this thing. And it could also affect health, because I did something on what we call on the cowpea, you understand? Trying to look at the productivity in terms of the pollution from the end. The research indicated that cement does affect the growth of some plants, especially this crop, which is so dear to the people of the Volta region.
From one home to the other, stories of how livestock have also suffered from the pollution were told. The fortunate ones went blind, but the unfortunate ones died. Deputy Director of the Ghana Nuclear Research Institute of the Ghana Atomic Energy, Dr. Francis Gumanofusu, says these are possible.
Cement is a chemical, okay? And it's not something that we should be eating. So if it is deposited on all these our leaves, and the animals also live on leaves, so if they take it, they inhale, they take in these chemicals, and eventually to have a lot of impact on their system, that's the various organs of the body, and can easily kill them. Can have effect on, maybe I can't mention, but whatever be it, it will have an impact on their some part of their organs, and eventually will kill them, because it's a chemical that we shouldn't be taking in.
Back to Duta, 72-year-old Mr. Ahiabele tells me how he lost 28 of his sheep to the pollution.
I make a sheep.
You rear animals too?
Animals too.
And where are the sheep?
Sheep is not into a house in Sinokofo.
Why?
This area, if a sheep is there here, eat this grass, is died. That's why I live here to that place.
Why do they die? The sheep.
The sheep, the cement broke the leaf. If they eat sheep, they eat the grass, they will die. That's why.
So did any of your sheep die?
Yes. 28 sheep were died before I know that the cement grass we are eating is nice. Is that there were
28 of your sheep died?
Yes.
Head of Public Health at the Veterinary Service, Bashiru Boy Kikimoto, explains why animals die as a result of such pollution.
The cement is made from clinker, and these are carbonates that combine. So they come out in a form of pulverized form. So you can enter their food and they will take it in or ingest, or it can enter their eyes and they may, get blind. But the one that goes inside them can kick due to addition of moisture to it. And this will prevent the movement of the ruminated food from moving from one chamber of the animal, the stomach, to the other. There are 4 chambers in ruminants, so it can take to affect them. and also the one that is in the abosom. The juice, secretory juices can also affect, the functioning of, and we normally call it motorica, or the movement of the stomach. So that will make sure that it helps the digestion. All this can stop due to that.
So at what point can they die?
Or they can die, for example, if, when it kicks up, it can bring the stomach all together. So it's eating food, but it's not being able to digest it, and it will not be absorbed into the system. So it can get emaciated. Some of it can also block some part of the orifices. That will make breathing difficult. It can press on the diaphragm. And the diaphragm is the one that when you are breathing, it moves up and down. It can also be stiff, and they can die. But because you are not sitting here, you know. All that you realize the animal has fallen down, it is dead.
Water is life, and its quality must not in any way be compromised. In rural communities like Duta, where pipe-borne water or safe drinking water is a scarce commodity, rainwater and wells are their best alternatives. But here in Duta, residents have not been able to drink harvested rainwater due to the pollution. The atmosphere is too polluted. Rainwater has also been contaminated.
Up to date now, when it rains, you can't take this water. Because as we are seeing now, also the same. If you want to use this water for like this room like this, how can we drink this water?
So you mean before the cement factory was established, you used to collect rainwater,
Yes.
and you collect from the roofing,
Yeah.
and you put in, you store it.
Yeah, you store
But
it.
now the pollution gets dust, cement dust.